Hello, my name is Andrea Hernandez, and I am here to tell you about my revisions and rationale for my teaching and learning unit that I did. Just a little review of the goals for my unit. I am an 8th grade U.S. history teacher, so my students were working on developing their knowledge on the Constitution, and that would culminate with a project of them creating a poster of their understanding and learning of the Constitution. So the first question we were asked, do the tasks yield appropriate evidence of the identified understanding? There were a variety of tasks where students were able to exhibit their level of understanding. We started with vocabulary development and building on that vocabulary. I have a high student population of English language learners, so vocabulary is super important for them. Then I gave them some background information on the history of the Constitution. Then we did some cooperative learning with a jigsaw on the Bill of Rights so students could understand their rights, and then finally it culminated with a poster. So there was evidence of them building their knowledge throughout that, starting with the vocabulary, then a little bit more constructing their knowledge, then understanding and learning their rights and where they came from, and then finally culminating with that poster assignment. Are the tasks complex, authentic application of the knowledge, skills, and understanding? And yes, as the tasks kind of built throughout the unit, I built on their prior knowledge, starting with their vocabulary, and we just kind of built on that. The students were also able to use their notes and discuss with their peers if they needed additional help on that final task. My goal is not to trick them, but for them to really learn the information and be able to apply it. One thing that I think I could do better, and I mentioned this previously, was that the poster was a good way for students to show me their understanding of their information and their learning, but I really need to be open to giving them more choices, allowing them to create an infographic or a digital poster, maybe let them create a digital presentation and do a screen recording like this to exhibit their learning rather than have them tied to just that poster. Were a variety of assessments used to provide evidence of their learning. And I had this in my previous one. I have a variety of formative assessments as well as a summative with that poster. I think the formative assessments were quite varied and allowed students to build on their knowledge. With the summative assessment, as I said previously, this was a good start, but I think I could definitely get better on that one. Do students self-assess and reflect upon their learning process? Yes, part of the BDI strategy, ACA, or the phases of a BDI lesson are to activate, connect, and affirm. And I think I'm really trying to do a much better job of connecting this to my teaching. We have to activate their students' prior knowledge, then we need to connect that knowledge to, or their new learning to their prior knowledge, and then affirm at the end. We need to reiterate what they are learning, and with revoicing and checking on that. One thing I could have the students do to better self-assess would be to have them score their own rubric, and I share this with them with the project. Have them create a rubric self-assessment on their own before they turn that project into me. Here are my ISTE standards. Of course, as a teacher, I want to foster a culture where students take ownership of their learning and goals and become in both independent and group settings, which there was a variety of independent and group work in this unit. And then students can curate information to create a collection of artifacts and exhibit meaningful connections. And there are my references. I look forward to any feedback you guys have for me. Thank you. Have a great afternoon, day.